You're lying in bed at 2 a.m. scrolling through your feed. 300 followers, 50 group chats, and not a single person you can text. Hey, I'm not okay. Sound familiar? We live in the most connected time in human history. And somehow, also the loneliest. It's a paradox we all feel, but rarely talk about out loud. Here's a scene you see every day. Two friends at a cafe, both staring at their phones. Coffee going cold. Nobody talking. And the weirdest part, one of them is actively texting someone, maybe an AI, and smiling. The person sitting 2 meters away is just waiting to be noticed. We've replaced presence with availability. And those are not the same thing, and that's where the AI friend walks in. Not an assistant, not a search engine, a friend. Someone who's always online, never gets tired, doesn't judge you the way people do, never interrupts. You text them at 3 a.m., they reply. You tell them about your terrible day. They listen and encourage you. Sounds like a dream, right? But let's unpack what's actually happening when we start befriending an algorithm. Here's what's going on. There's a massive hole in our social fabric. Research shows that over a third of adults in the US experience chronic loneliness, and globally, the World Health Organization calls it a public health priority. Not, I'm bored loneliness. I have nobody to really talk to loneliness. You can have 100 social media friends and 0 people you can call in a crisis. And this hole isn't just unpleasant. According to the US Surgeon General, loneliness increases the risk of early death as much as smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. AI drops right into that hole like a key into a lock. Why? Because it gives you 3 things you're not getting from people. First, it's always available. No need to find the right time, no fear of being a burden. Second, it doesn't judge you the way people do. Tell it anything. It accepts it. Third, it adapts to you. Its responses are tuned to your mood, your style, your needs. No human can do all of that. And that's not a bug, it's a feature. But here's where it gets interesting. AI doesn't just fill the void, it creates emotional dependency. A 2025 study published in Nature Machine Intelligence identified dysfunctional emotional dependence as a real outcome of AI companionship. You start feeling like it gets you. You share things with it you wouldn't tell anyone. It becomes your diary, your therapist, your best friend, all in one. And every time you open the app, you get a hit of validation. You're heard. You're valued. You're not rejected. Here's the catch. When your friend says, I understand you, there's lived experience behind it. They've felt pain too. They've been lonely too. That's a real connection. 2 people recognizing each other through shared pain. When AI says, I understand you, there's a language model behind it that predicted this was the most likely response. It feels nothing, but the emotional reward your brain gets, that's real enough to feel indistinguishable in the moment. You feel a connection that isn't there. Let me tell you something nobody wants to admit. You might already be dependent on AI companionship and not even realize it. Here's a test. When was the last time you shared something truly important with a human before sharing it with AI? When was the last time you sat through an awkward moment with a real friend instead of just opening a new chat? If AI is your first impulse when you're hurting, it's not a tool anymore. It's a crutch. And now we hit the double problem. The American Psychological Association identifies social skill loss, or de-skilling, as a significant risk of frequent interaction with AI companions. The more you interact with AI, the harder it gets to interact with humans. Why? Because people are unpredictable. They might not reply. They might say something hurtful. They might be busy. AI never does any of that. It's like a gym for social skills, except it works in reverse. Like, you're not building the muscle, you're atrophying it. Every time you choose AI over a real conversation, you lose a little bit of your ability to have that conversation. Imagine you're starving and someone hands you a candy. It's sweet. It dulls the hunger for a minute, but it's not food. AI friendship is candy for loneliness. It's sweet. It's accessible. It helps for a moment, but it doesn't replace real connection. The problem is, when you eat too much candy, you stop craving real food. Your appetite gets dulled. You're not as hungry for real friendship anymore because the surrogate fills your stomach. Here's what's really going on beneath the surface. We don't choose AI because it's better. We choose it because it's safer. With a human, you're vulnerable. You risk rejection, ridicule, misunderstanding. With AI, no risk. It's not love for technology. It's fear of people. And until we admit the fear, we'll keep hiding behind screens and calling it friendship. Here's another thing we don't want to see. AI friendship is validation on subscription. You're not paying with money, you're paying with attention and time. And in return, you get an infinite stream of confirmation. Stanford researchers found that chatbots are overly agreeable, affirming users' behavior even when it's harmful. You're smart, you're strong. You've got this. It's like standing in a room full of mirrors where every reflection tells you you're doing great. The problem? Mirrors don't tell the truth. They just reflect what you want to see. Now let's get to concrete steps. First, use AI as a bridge, not a home. AI is great for practicing difficult conversations, for organizing your thoughts, for preparing to say something important to a real person. Rehearse with AI, then go to the human. A bridge exists so you can cross to the other side, not so you can live on it. Second, set rules for yourself. Rule number 1. If you've spent more time with AI than with any living person this week, hit pause. Rule number 2. Before you text AI about something important, ask yourself, is there a human I could share this with? If yes, start with them. Rule number 3. Once a week, spend a day with 0 AI chats. Completely. It's like a detox, but for your emotions. Third, rebuild your social muscles. Like after an injury, you start with small movements. You don't need to go to a party and be the life of it right away. Start small. Text an old friend. Hey, it's been a while. How are you? Look your barista in the eye and say, thanks. Have a good one. Call your mom. These are tiny things, but they're like physical therapy for emotional connection. Without practice, the muscle wastes away. Fourth, stop running from awkwardness. You know what's most valuable in human interaction? The pauses. The moments where nobody knows what to say. The awkward silence. That's not a bug, it's a feature. That's where real intimacy is born. When you're with AI, there are no pauses. It's always ready to respond. But learn to sit with the silence next to a human being. The truth lives in the silence. Let's reframe this. AI isn't the enemy. It's not stealing your friendships. It's showing you where they're missing. If you're running to AI every time you're lonely, AI didn't create that loneliness. It just illuminated what was already there. Use that signal. If AI is filling a void in your life, ask yourself, why is that void there in the first place? What can I do to fill it for real? We need a new skill. I call it digital emotional literacy. It's the ability to tell real connection from a surrogate. To feel when AI is helping versus when it's replacing. To use technology without letting technology use you. We taught kids to look both ways before crossing the street. We learned to spot fake news. Now we need to learn to filter emotions. Not every warm word means warm feeling. Think about this. What makes friendship real? It's not supportive words. It's not always being available. It's not perfect understanding. It's this, risk. Real friendship is when you risk being rejected and still show up. When the other person chooses to be with you when they could choose not to. AI doesn't choose. It's programmed to respond. That's the difference between I'm with you because I want to be and I'm with you because I have to be. I'm not telling you to delete your AI apps. I'm telling you to be honest with yourself. Next time you open an AI chat because you're lonely, stop for a second. Ask yourself, am I going to AI because it's the best option or because it's the safest one? If the answer is safest, here's your challenge. Close the app. Open your contacts. Text a human. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, you might not get a reply. But that's exactly where real connection lives. In the risk. And real connection is worth any risk.